Why your brain is addicted to bad news and how to break free. You picked up your phone to check one thing, maybe the time, maybe a message, and then, 40 minutes later, you're reading about a crisis on the other side of the world, feeling anxious, exhausted, and somehow completely unable to stop. This isn't a willpower problem. This isn't weakness. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. And once you understand why, you can actually take back control. Welcome. In this video, we're going to break down the psychology behind why bad news is so hard to look away from, what's actually happening in your brain when you doom scroll, and 3 science-backed ways to interrupt the cycle. Stay until the end, because the last one is the one most people never try. The negativity bias. Here's something psychologists have known for decades. Your brain does not treat good news and bad news equally. Negative experiences stick to us like Velcro. Positive ones slide off like Teflon. This is called the negativity bias, and it's hardwired into every human brain on the planet. Research shows that bad events have roughly 2 to 4 times the psychological impact of equally significant good events. Think about that. You could receive 5 compliments in a day and 1 criticism, and by bedtime, you're still thinking about the criticism. Why did we evolve this way? Because for most of human history, missing a threat was fatal. Missing an opportunity was merely unfortunate. The brain that paid slightly more attention to danger was the brain that survived. And that brain is the one you're walking around with today. The problem is that our environment has changed dramatically, but our brains haven't caught up. We evolved to scan for threats in a small village. Now we're scanning a global news feed, and our threat detection system cannot tell the difference between a tiger 50 meters away and a headline from a country we've never visited. The dopamine trap. Now layer on top of that something even more powerful: dopamine. Most people think dopamine is the pleasure chemical. It's not quite. Dopamine is actually the anticipation chemical. Your brain releases it not when you get a reward, but when it thinks a reward might be coming. This is why slot machines are so addictive. Not every pull wins. It's the possibility of winning that keeps you pulling. Social media works on exactly the same principle. Every time you scroll, there's a chance, just a chance, that the next thing will be interesting, shocking, relevant, or important. Your brain releases a small hit of dopamine in anticipation. Then you scroll again and again. Meanwhile, your amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for processing fear and threat, is running in the background, urgently flagging every negative headline as potentially important information you need to survive. So you have dopamine pulling you forward and fear pushing you to keep checking. And the algorithm knows this. Social media platforms are specifically designed to learn what keeps you engaged, and negative, emotionally charged content keeps almost everyone engaged longer. You are not scrolling the internet. The internet is scrolling. This isn't just a mental health issue. Research links chronic doom scrolling to disrupted sleep, elevated cortisol, your stress hormone, muscle tension, low appetite, and in some cases, symptoms that overlap with post-traumatic stress. A 2022 study actually coined a term for a specific pattern of compulsive news consumption: severely problematic news consumption. People who scored high on this scale reported significantly worse physical and mental well-being, and crucially, they often didn't realize how much the habit was affecting them. They thought they were staying informed. They were actually staying stressed. 3 ways to break the cycle. So what can you actually do? Here are 3 approaches that have real evidence behind them. First, scheduled news windows. Instead of checking news reactively throughout the day, set 2 fixed times, say 8 a.m. and 6 p.m., and only consume news then. This doesn't mean you're uninformed. It means you're in control of when you let that information in. Second, friction. Make doom scrolling slightly harder. Move social media apps off your home screen, Turn off push notifications. Set a screen time limit. These feel like tiny changes, and they are, but research shows that even small increases in friction dramatically reduce compulsive behavior. Your brain reaches for the easy option. Make the harmful habit the slightly harder one. Third, and this is the one most people skip, replace the dopamine source. Don't just remove it. If you simply try to stop scrolling with nothing to replace it, you'll fail. Your brain still needs novelty and stimulation. Instead, give it a healthier source: a physical book, a short walk, a creative hobby. You're not fighting your brain, you're redirecting it. Your negativity bias kept your ancestors alive on the savannah. Your dopamine system is one of the most sophisticated reward mechanisms in the known universe. These are not flaws, but in a world designed to exploit them, understanding how they work is the first step to taking back control. If you found this useful, there's a lot more where this came from. Subscribe, and look out for our video about why your brain makes terrible decisions when you're tired and what to do about it. See you then.